Joe, always a busy time at Gallagher's, and Paul Butler's back in the ring pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm really pleased to get him out again. I think Frank's done a good job there, getting him 2 fights back to back, short time, and that's what you need for a new fighter joining the stable. You've got to build that relationship. He's coming off a good 10-round win last time. Did a few things that I liked. Still 1 or 2 things to work on, but we've got a project, and Frank's allowing us to carry on developing and being able to fight this Saturday. It
was Alexis Ruiz last time. Nice 10 rounds under his belt. Did he follow instructions?
Yeah, to the T, and that's what I was really pleased of. Sometimes you can tell fighters certain things to go out there. I understand at times fighters up close in the ring can feel situations, feel some strength, whether they're tiring or not, and they'll put the foot to the floor and take a gamble on their own decisions in there because they're closest to it. But everything I asked him to do, he did, and everything that we'd worked on in training, he got off in the fight. And the feedback on Twitter and everything else, there was no more to say really. It was just everyone saying, wow, what a masterclass from Paul Butler, and I think it reminded everyone what a good technician Paul Butler is.
He said when he was in there, it was like he'd almost fought him before because the level of research and having a look at him and working on specific things, it all came to bear actually in the middle of the fight. So it shows your research works.
Yeah, it does. We don't seem to go in there with our eyes shut and hope for the best winging away. But no, like you say, we studied him, and I said to him before, Anderson, all lives have got to be on you here now, son. We need to go out there, put a good performance on, and just go out and enjoy yourself. Do what you do well. You're a top class amateur. Just go out there, show them what you've got. You've got plenty of skills, plenty of ability. Do it, but don't get careless, and that's what he did.
Obviously, you have to share your time against a lot of, the demands of a lot of good fighters. How's the relationship developing with Paul? How's he fitting into the gym now?
No, really good. He's still the butt of a lot of jokes at the moment. No, he's settled in well at first. Obviously, it takes a while. The gym here is very close to come in, but Paul came through a lot of the amateur squads with them for England and that, and he's got on well, and a lot of the lads love watching him sparring. Jose Burton stands back, finishes whatever he does, and just enjoys watching Paul Butler spar. And no, it's gelled in well, and he's all part of the banter now. And the likes of me and Croller have to pipe down with the football now. We're well outnumbered with the Liverpool section.
He's looking very sharp on the pads, Joe. You pleased with what you're seeing in the gym?
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm developing his right hand more than anything else. I'm really developing that, and it's just attention to detail. He's a kid, Paul, that there's some kids that you need to tell once, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the penny to drop. Paul Butler's 1 or 2, and he has it. Comes back to the corner, says something, he'll go out, carry it out, and he'll take the risk. He'll do what you ask him to do. If it don't come off, he'll still go and try it again, and that's great to have that. He still, as I call, has it, big ears, and when you've got a fight with big ears that's willing to listen and learn, then you're in business.
Alexander Cazares, another Mexican next. You'll know plenty about him for sure.
Yeah, he's a very tricky customer, very game fighter. Bit dirty on the inside, likes to throw the head in, to throw low shots. He fought the European champion last time out, who's a good fighter. We've had him over here sparring Scott Quigg, and he finished strong in that fight. He came with plenty of ambition. He's not one to come here and roll over. He's got plenty of ambition in him, and he'd love to come over here and cause the upset. And he's a big, I think he's a big bantam, super bantamweight. Well, Paul's still a super fly grown into a bantamweight, so he's got size, he's got good speed of hand, good variety of shots, catching and returns very well, and it's another hard night's work for Paul Butler, and one that he's got to have full attention every second of every minute of every round.
He's an opponent who's lost 7 fights, which might indicate it's a bit of a sort of marking time fight, but you're not seeing it that way.
No, not at all. I say when you look at the fighters that he's been in with, and the opponents and level being in, there's fighters over there in Mexico that's lost 7-10 that had come over here and beat our British champions. Do you understand that they fight each other? They're in hard fights, they're in learning fights. He came over there now, like you're saying, went the distance with the European champion and gave a good account of himself. The European champion, as you seen when he fought, was it Ryan Farag? The height and the size of him, and he can whack as well, and this kid doesn't go over, so it's a good learning fight for him. And I'm pleased really, because where Paul's going and where he wants to be on the world stage and be a world champion, that part of the world, the rhythm and the shots and the selection, he's got to get used to that, and having 2 Mexicans back to back it is good for Paul Butler and his development.
As you mentioned, he's not been stopped. Does that suggest another distance fight? And would you be happy with that, Joe?
No, definitely. That's what I want, another distance fight. If it goes distance, that's 20 rounds in the bank for Paul Butler. It's good learning rounds, and developing and a relationship developing between me and Paul. And this kid's got to cause Paul Butler more problems than the kid last time out. And I'm sure this kid will have moments in the fight. Paul Butler's got to have some uncomfortable moments in the fight. And for me, it's to see how he rides them out and when he's under pressure, when he gets caught, how he reacts. I've not had that yet, so it's another good learning fight again for me and Paul Butler.